So the Eagles are prepping to take on the Rams this weekend in LA, and one injury update does not look too promising for the Birds. But on the other hand, this will be, again, the biggest test for their rookie corners to make a statement and hopefully lead this team to a big win. And we'll look at a few main keys for the Eagles to get it done again this weekend and make it 7 in a row. Welcome on into A to Z Philly. I'm RB. Do me a huge favor, go down below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy the content, and subscribe to our channel to help us get to 7K subscribers. So I guess we'll just jump right into it, man. The Eagles are trying to win 7 in a row this week. Honestly, they need to win to try to keep chasing that #1 seed. And meanwhile, the LA Rams are sitting at 5-5. And there's a couple other teams in the division that they are tied with. They are only one game out of first, but it feels like they're in the mode now where they have to win. They absolutely have to, or else they're going to fall to the bottom. So this really is a big time game for both of these teams, just in different ways. And one advantage for the LA Rams is that apparently DeVonta Smith will likely not play on Sunday. Now, again, as I always say, I'm recording this in the afternoon, so updates could come out any minute. They could come down, in a couple hours, maybe even tomorrow or Sunday before the game. But as Jeff McClain says here today at Eagles practice, DeVonta Smith was not there again. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. He has been listed on the injury report for 3 weeks now, and this is the third straight day that he is not at practice. So he says that it seems unlikely he will be ready for Sunday against the Rams. Now, Nick Sirianni was asked about this today, and he says, quote, "We will see," when asked if DeVonta is going to play on Sunday. So most likely, he is not going to play. Nick just doesn't want to make it official, just in case. And here was the Thursday injury report. The Friday one has not come out yet. But Bryce Huff will not be playing. He got that wrist surgery. He'll be out at least a few weeks. DeVonta did not practice either. And then Jalen Hunt and Milton Williams listed as limited participants. The Eagles could be short on edge rushers this week, so we'll see how that goes. But it does seem like Britton Covey's going to make his return, so most likely he will be back there returning punts, which I do feel good about. Meanwhile, on the Rams side, nothing crazy. They seem to be fairly healthy after being banged up earlier this season. So a couple guys just to keep your eyes on, but nothing serious on terms of the Rams side. So let's go ahead and talk about this matchup. The LA Rams, like I said, have to win this game, but the Eagles are chasing the Lions, and you can't slip up on this game. You look at the prior matchups with these teams, and every time the Eagles go out to LA, it always results in like some chaotic finish or just a really tight, nerve-wracking game. Now, again, these teams are different season, but there's just something about going out there, playing on Sunday night, the time difference. I think this is going to be a bit of a closer game. And when I look at the Rams, I've never been able to describe a team so perfectly as middle of the pack when it comes to these LA Rams. They are literally middle of the pack, right? They have professionals. They have guys who've played the game for a long time. They have guys who are going to keep you in any football game, but they don't necessarily do anything well. Like, we're looking at some key matchups here, and really I think the main one, which will be the biggest storyline, is can Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell do it again? Now, I said last week, I'm not going to keep saying that every week. They have proven to me after they shut down McLaurin again, just like they did everybody else this year, that I'm super confident, 100%. And I am, but maybe this is the biggest test, right? Not only one elite receiver, but two in Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, who are healthy. They both played well against you last year. And you look at this LA Rams team, overall, it doesn't make a lot of sense because, again, they don't do a lot well. They have good players, though, right? The Rams right now are, when it comes to total offense, 17th in the NFL. Then when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, they are 23rd when it comes to defense. Meanwhile, the Eagles are 5th in offense and 1st in defense. So the Eagles have a clear advantage on both sides of the ball. But the LA Rams definitely know how to sling it. Right now, they are number 8 in the NFL when it comes to passing offense, and they don't necessarily run the ball well. They throw it for 240 yards per game, and the LA Rams only rush it for 95 yards per game, which I'm surprised because I really do like Kyron Williams. He was I think a middle round pick a couple years ago, and not only does he run fiercely, but he's got some elusiveness, and he can also catch out of the backfield. So he's definitely a weapon that they like to utilize. Just hasn't been able to get a consistent flow this year. He's doing okay, but he's averaging less than 4 yards per carry. Meanwhile, Matt Stafford, is a professional, right? He's a Super Bowl champion. He went there age 32, I think he was, and got the job done. And now he's 36. He is so immobile. He can't move around. So what are the Rams going to do? They're hopefully going to feed right into the Fangio philosophy and just dink and dunk, and hopefully the Eagles will be able to come up and stop these guys. Now, I will say, again, Quinyon, DeJean, 100% confidence, but that's the main key. If they go out there and play like the leaders that they have looked like, and they dominate these two, again, I'll say it again. If they do it again this week, man, I mean, just give them both the Rookie of the Year. And on the other side, Jared Verse for the Rams might actually be in the lead for Defensive Rookie of the Year, but I think Quinyon should have it right now based on how he's played. Just doesn't have enough numbers, enough stats, but this is going to be a good matchup of some really good young players. And when I look at Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, they're both guys that like to utilize the middle of the field, right? They're going to run a lot of those crossers, in-breaker routes. They're going to try to run after the catch. So the Eagles tackling, whether it's DeJean, whether it's even Zach Bond or Nakobe or whoever, is going to have to stop these guys in the open field like they have. Can't give up the big play. And Matt Stafford almost feels to me like a dink and dunk quarterback this season when I've watched a few of the games. So just keep them in front, bend but don't break. But right now they're not even bending at all. They've just been rock solid. So if DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell can be the leaders that they've been and hold these guys, right? Even if one goes over 100 yards, I'm not that worried. Just don't give up the big play and don't give up the big touchdowns. I'm confident they'll do that, and that's how they win this game. Now, the second key for the Eagles is the offensive line holding up, because just like I talked about, the young, fierce players for the Eagles, Rams have them as well. On their defensive line, they are led by, 3-4 guys who are really getting in there. One of them is Jared Verse, who I just said could be the Defensive Rookie of the Year, but even Byron Young, who was I believe, third-round pick last year. You have Kobe Turner, who was a third-round pick, and they have really invested in their front line post Aaron Donald. They probably realized how, impactful he was as a player for their team, one of the best to ever do it, and they said, you know what, we just got to start stacking up some of these defensive linemen. So that's what they've been doing the last couple of years, and right now it's paying off. Kobe Turner with 5 sacks this season. Young has 6. You have Jared Verse with 4.5. They have guys who can get to the quarterback, and the Eagles' offensive line is usually a constant, right? We don't have to worry about them a lot, but they're going to have to be rock solid. The Rams are going to throw a lot at you, and you're going to have to keep them away from Jalen Hurts. And really, that takes me to my final key. Jalen Hurts cannot turn the ball over in this game. Matt Stafford has been sacked 21 times. If the Eagles' front line can get to Matt Stafford, even though they don't have an elite pass rusher, they have been finding ways to get to the quarterback, primarily Josh Sweat, who has been incredible over the last 5-6 games. If the Eagles' defensive line can get to Matt Stafford and force a turnover, that will be huge to set them up in short field position. And the Eagles cannot turn the ball over that much in this game. Jalen Hurts has to play a clean game, but I'll also say that Jalen has to take the big shots when they come. When those opportunities arise, he can't miss a read. He can't miss a guy wide open. The Rams secondary is not good at all, and there's going to be a couple key chances in this game to take those deep shots. Now, if Smitty's not on the field, that kind of sucks. They'll probably double AJ, but you have other guys. You have Goddard. You have even Jahan Dotson, who's starting to get in a rhythm, and you have other players as well, like Grant Calcaterra. So I think AJ should have, 150 yards in this game, to be quite frank. I think Saquon will still be able to get it going as well. He's just such a constant at this point. He's so dependent. Like, he can just do it every week. I don't even have to say it anymore. But I think AJ could have a really big game in this week. And I think the Eagles, should be able to get it done. Last thing I'll say, maybe this is like an extra key or, an outside the box one. But how about Jake Elliott, right? He gave up 7 points last week, left him on the board. Could have really costed this team a huge game. So hopefully Jake Elliott's back on his grind this week and hopefully fixed whatever issue there was. But the Eagles just have to come out here as the better team, dominate this game, don't get behind. Maybe they can actually score, more than 10 points in the first half, but I'm really confident in them to do it. So with that being said, it should be a pretty good game. I think it'll be tighter than people expect, but I'm still going to take the Eagles to win this game. I think they have found ways to win, and I think they get it done 26-20. I think Jake Elliott will actually come in handy in this game, a couple big late field goals, and the Eagles make a big stop. Defense gets it done, and they take down the LA Rams 26-20 and advance to 9-2 off of 7 straight wins. Give me your thoughts and predictions down below. As always, appreciate everybody for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And that being said, I'll catch you on the next one. Also, real quick, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor of today's video. It is the great BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using our code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlays, live bets, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So sign up today with the bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Brought to you by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly.